welcome. My name is Jocelyn and today we are starting a new series on my channel. I recently, if you did not hear, kind of stopped doing a low buy. Not really stopped doing, but I officially announced that I'm not officially doing a low buy anymore. That's not to say I'm going to be buying a bunch of makeup, because that's absolutely not the case. I am still kind of in a low buy mindset and was very successful in the first 8-ish months of the year, and I'm basically going to continue to do that, but I didn't really like the content that I was producing surrounding the low buy. It just wasn't fun for me. I wasn't enjoying it. I'm still not buying a lot of makeup. I just bought a house, so I don't have a surplus of income to spend on just makeup, and that also includes skincare and some hair care, but I don't really overspend too much in those areas. It was primarily makeup focused. One other thing I'll mention is that I am still not buying very many palettes this year. At the beginning of the year, I made an agreement with myself to only purchase six palettes, 4 of which had to be from indie brands, 2 of which could be from mainstream brands. I already knocked out one of my mainstream brands with the Natasha Denona Gold palette at the beginning of the year, and then I had not bought another palette until this month, but by the time this video goes up, it'll be last month. So in the month of September, I did buy 2 indie brand palettes, but I won't spoil that yet because I do not have them in my hands yet. So those will be coming in a different video in the future. So I still only have plans to buy an additional 3, potentially, maybe, if I don't see any that pique my interest, then I won't buy anymore, but I am allowing myself to buy 3 more palettes, 1 of which can be from a mainstream brand and 2 indie brand palettes, again, if I so please. So I wanted to make that official announcement because I wasn't sure how many people watched my Get Ready With Me, which I believe is going up before this video, where I announced that I'm stopping my low buy. It's just, again, my official low buy. I'm not going to be making any more content about it except for this video and the Get Ready With Me where I talk about them. However, I still liked kind of parts of the videos that I was making with my low buy content, and those are videos where I just kind of talked about things that I brought into my life, and what I wanted to do was create a series of a wrap-up video for the month. So a video in which I can talk about some new things that I brought into my life or got into my life. So if it was a gift to me from family, friends, or PR related items that I want to do a mini review on. So maybe if I hauled it in one month's wrap up, then I can review it in the next month's wrap up, is kind of what I'm thinking. That way I don't lose sight of products that I'm bringing into my collection and kind of sharing with you and then not reviewing again. I think this might work really well, but I guess we'll see. I can also update you on things that maybe I had an opinion on and shared that opinion and have changed my opinion now. I do have a couple items that I have either mildly changed my opinion or just affirm an opinion that I have. I have, again, a couple of those, and then I have some new things that I wanted to share with you today, some old reviews, some favorites that I've been loving for the last month, and I think maybe just two PR related things. That's kind of what this video is about. If you have any recommendations, suggestions, things you'd like to see in this monthly wrap-up video, please leave them down in the comments below, because I'm sure that there's some morphing that I can do with this series that will better fit kind of what I'm going for. But this is just a trial run, my first one, so we'll see. Let's go ahead and get the follow-up reviews out of the way. I have 2 things that I had, well, I had 1 thing that I had a mixed review on, 1 thing that I liked and turns out I no longer like, and a 3rd thing that I had an okay opinion on and now has become one of my favorites. So let's work from kind of the most disappointing up. So something that I had a very favorable review of and no longer like it. In the last couple months, I received 2 products from the brand Tula Probiotic Skincare. The first was this one. This is the Purifying Face Cleanser, and I also received an exfoliating type of product. I still have the exfoliator in my bathroom and I still really like it. This, however, although I liked using it and I used quite a bit of it up, I think I'm down to like right here. The more I used it, the more I just didn't think it was a good fit for me and my skin. I like the way that it worked. and I like the smell of it, but I just don't think that it's working very well for my skin. So I stopped using it and started using something else that I can tell I've been enjoying a lot more. So I do have a friend that is really interested in this skincare, so I'm going to give it to her to try out. Skincare is very personal to each person, so I'm hoping that she has better luck with this than I did, because at first I thought I was really liking it. It was foaming and it seemed to be working really well, but the more I used it, the more I was like, maybe not. And I wanted to make sure that I updated you guys because I had given it an okay review, like I had liked it and it had been working well for me, but my opinion has changed. So I wanted to make sure I told you that. Something else that I received from Octoly and from a brand is something that I needed to develop my opinions on it more because I used it in a first impressions wear test, and it is the Kevyn Aucoin Foundation Balm in the shade Light FB03. I had really high hopes for this when I got it and was really excited to try it because I really like foundations that, nowadays, I like foundations that are a little more satin dewy but don't slip and slide around the face, and I really thought that this was going to be it for me. You might be able to see that I have used this a handful of more times. There is a dip in there from when I've tried it. I've probably used it maybe 3 or 4 additional times after that first time, and every single time I used it, it just slipped all over my face and my face looked super greasy, and it just did not wear well on me. Unfortunately, maybe if you have dry skin it would work better. I don't know. I don't have dry skin. I have very oily skin. This was also really expensive. I don't remember how much it was, but I think it was around like $54. If you have oily skin, I wouldn't recommend this at all. It worked for some reason way better for me the first time I tried it, but that's why I can't really count on first impressions. So that's why, again, I wanted to follow up with you to let you know that this did not work for me after that first time I tried it. Even that first time I noted that it did get pretty oily and slippy on my face, but the more that I wore it, especially when I wore it to work and wore it for around 12 hours, it did not hold up at all, which is unfortunate, but I have some friends that have way different skin types than me, so hopefully one of them will get some use out of it because this is a nice product and could work very well for someone who just doesn't have my skin type. So that is getting passed on. Now the last thing that I wanted to do a bit of a follow-up review on is another foundation product. I reviewed this, I think, right before I reviewed the Kevyn Aucoin Balm, and this is the Ofra Absolute Cover Foundation. I have mine in the shade 0.5. This is a full coverage foundation made with silk peptides, and I have been using this non-stop. Okay, I don't want to say non-stop. I did try the Kevyn Aucoin Balm a little bit, a couple days, but every other time I've been using this and really love it. It's what I'm wearing on my face today. It's what I used in the Get Ready With Me that I recently filmed and should be up before this one. This has become one of my favorite foundations, probably definitely in the top 5, maybe even top 3. I haven't thought about my top foundations in a while, so this I really like. Again, I have oily skin. It works really well for me. Can't speak to dry skin, but it offers a really good amount of coverage. It doesn't slip around my face, but it also doesn't look extremely matte, which I don't love. I mean, I don't love being extremely matte, so this I love. This also was sent to me. I did already do a review wear test on this, but this was sent to me by Ofra and Octoly, of course, so I wanted to share that update with you. Let's move on to a couple of things that I have been loving that are older in my collection. The first is kind of a skincare product. I have a few makeup things, but I wanted to talk about this one first because I just grabbed it first. So this I hauled a couple months ago, and it is the Kopari Deodorant. It is not an antiperspirant. I was a hardcore deodorant antiperspirant user for a very long time, and this was recommended to me by a couple of my really close friends. It is without aluminum, it is vegan, paraben free, aluminum free, and I really love it. I was really hesitant to use something that was not an antiperspirant, but this just, it works really well. I do find, however, I will say that if I put it on in the morning and I sweat pretty heavily throughout the day, I do need to reapply it. It doesn't stop you from sweating, but I do feel like I sweat less, like a little bit less, than if I don't use anything at all. Or maybe it's just I feel less sweaty. I don't know. But I've been really enjoying this. I will definitely repurchase this when I'm out. This is $14, which is, you know, more expensive than your standard deodorant, but I've really been loving it and using it every single day. 2 other things that I just wanted to mention real quick because I've been using them the last month, and one of them I've been using a lot over the last since I got it, and the other one I've broken out in the last month and really loved. So let's talk about the one thing that I've just always keep in my beauty box and I just love reaching for it. It is an extremely bougie product that is outrageously priced. I don't really remember how much it was, but it's a really expensive price for what it is. It is the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadow in the shade Reflect. I should have worn it today, but I'm not. So this is what the inside looks like. You can see I've made quite a dent in that bottom corner right there. Let me go ahead and actually just give it a swatch. This is what it looks like right here. I just absolutely, oh, you could see that sheen right there. It's so pretty. There's a couple different ways that I like to use this. One of my favorite ways is to brighten the inner corner. I grab for this a lot when I'm going for a very warm or pink toned look. It would have probably worked with what I'm wearing today. I've also used it all over the lid as just a glitter shade all over the lid, or I really like to use it in conjunction with the next thing that I'm gonna show you, and then I put it in the center and then put matte shadows on the inner and outer corner of my eye, and it looks so pretty. It is an extremely expensive product, but I love having it and I love using it, and I reach for it all the time, so it was worth it for me. And if you have a little extra money to spend during the Sephora VIV sale, I'd recommend checking them out. I know it's definitely not going to be for everybody because the price is just so up there and outrageous. Let me look up how much it is. $29. These are $29, which is again outrageous. If you're able to snag it for 20% off, then it's closer to $24, which is still outrageous for one eyeshadow. But again, like I mentioned, I use it all of the time, and I love it. In conjunction with that eyeshadow, and often on its own, I have been loving and using the crap out of the Dose of Colors Blushing Berries palette. This thing is just such a joy to use. So this is what the inside looks like. We've got an all matte palette. As you can see, I really love these shades. I use these all of the time, and even on their own if I want an all matte look, or I use all of these, or not all of these, but a lot of these in the crease and then put a different shimmer on the lid. These shadows just blend so well on the eye, and I love berry tones, and especially this time of year with the fall, these just look so great. And the brush that they come with is pretty fantastic. The fluffier end works really well on the lower lash line. The way I've used the pointier end is I've taken the darkest shade in here, or even sometimes the second darkest shade, and I've picked some of that up on the pointier end and then created kind of a shadow liner on my eye. Just such a great all-around palette. I think these are $32 if I'm not mistaken. Let's move on. There's a few things that I was given via family member, and then there's a few things that I was sent. So, oh, and then one thing that I bought myself. Yeah, one thing that I bought myself. Let's talk about the first thing that I was sent, and this is from a brand that I have received something from before. It is the brand Skylar. Previously from Skylar, I was sent a perfume, and I raved about their minimalist packaging and just how clean the brand was, which is what drew me to them so much. And I just really appreciate their brand and their aesthetic. It's minimal and clean, cruelty-free, of course, and they recently came out with more body care items. So they came out with a lotion and a body wash. Both of them I have here today. If you're familiar with my channel, you might know that I'm kind of picky with my lotions. I don't like anything that is too heavy. I don't like anything that stays sticky or tacky on the skin. The one that I have here is in the scent Capri. It is a sparkling citrus and sweet scent, which is exactly what it sounds like. A little bit more spring than fall, but that's okay. I really love it. It's like a spicy, sweet, sparkling kind of smell. It reminds me of a vineyard kind of. So this right here, let's just talk about the lotion first. So I've been using the lotion quite a bit. So this is the Hydrating Body Lotion with hyaluronic acid, again in the scent Capri. They have, I think at 4 or 5 scents in their lotions and body washes. They have no parabens, no sulfates, and no phthalates, which is fantastic. They are, of course, as I mentioned, cruelty-free, eco-friendly, hypoallergenic, clean, vegan, which we love. I've been on a cruelty-free and more eco-conscious journey, so looking for companies that, again, are cruelty-free and more conscious of the environment. The lotions are $24 and the body washes are $28, or you can buy them in a subscription bundle for $40. So you're saving $12, which is pretty good if you buy them in a bundle. And again, they have different scents, not just Capri, but they have a bunch of different scents on their website. And I started talking about the lotions. So the lotion, as I mentioned, I'm pretty picky when it comes to our lotions, but this one has been amazing. I've been using this every single day after I get out of the shower. Again, it smells really, really good. Let me spritz it onto the back of my hand. So there you can see right there, it's just your standard lotion. It smells so good. It sinks right into the skin, but my skin actually feels good. I can tell that it's actually being effective, because there's some lotions that you put on and you don't feel any different, but this one feels really, really luxurious going in. You can feel it moisturizing the skin, and like I mentioned, it doesn't stay tacky on the skin. It sinks right in. It's not greasy. I love that so much. And I would tell you if it left your skin greasy, but this does not. It sinks in pretty fast. Smells really good, like I mentioned. Next, we have the body wash, which is the hydrating body wash with, again, hyaluronic acid. It's got the same claims as the lotion, so cruelty-free, eco-friendly, hypoallergenic, clean, vegan, no parabens, sulfates, or phthalates. But it is such a creamy consistency, and it smells and feels so good on the skin. It lathers really well. It's like a luxurious kind of body wash. I just pump a couple pumps onto my loofah, lather it up, and it smells so good, and it lathers so well, and it cleans and moisturizes. I just really, really enjoy using these products, and if you can get them in a subscription bundle for $40, I feel like that's a pretty good deal. They have lasted me a decent amount of time so far. I think I've had them for maybe 3 weeks now, and I'm, not anywhere close to being done. I've still got a lot left in them. And bonus points, the box that they come in is completely compostable. So of course we have the cardboard box in here, and then the peanuts inside. There's a little note in here underneath all of them that says, recycle the box and watch our biodegradable packing peanuts melt underwater. So that is pretty excellent that these are all very eco-conscious, which again is something that I'm on the hunt for and looking for in the brands that I'm supporting. So if you'd like to check them out, I will leave them linked down below. Next, I'll mention real quick the one thing that I bought for myself, and it is a makeup brush. This is the Flower Beauty, I think it's the Precision Blush Brush. It's not written on here, but I took a screenshot. Yes, the Blush Precision Brush by Flower Beauty. It is $14. Was it that much when I got it in stores? I picked it up at Walmart. I was in Walmart one day and I saw it on the shelf, and I just love the packaging of it so much. It's this really pretty rose gold packaging. Obviously in the title it says that it's meant for blush, and I think it probably would work really well for that, but I've been using it to powder my under eyes and also just some points on my face, and it's worked really well. I've been trying to expand my brush collection outside of Morphe, which is what I have a lot of, but they're no longer confirmed cruelty-free, so I've been looking for different brushes, and this was one that I saw in stores and was immediately drawn to because rose gold is my favorite metal tone, and so I picked this up and I've been really, really loving it because again, I've been using it to powder. It's just like the perfect shape for underneath my eyes, and then I've been just, point powdering across my face. Let's move on to the one other thing that I was sent, and then we'll finish up with a few things that my mom bought for me. The next things that I want to talk about are some things that were sent to me, not through Octoly or any site like that. This brand reached out to me through my email, didn't ask for any mentions or reviews on my channel, which kind of made me want to review and mention them on my channel. But this brand right here asked that if I was interested, that I send them, of course, my address and all of that, but also my skin type and my skin concerns. So I told them, yeah, sure, I'd love to try out some of your skincare products. So I told them my skin was oily and I struggled with acne and some texture. And they sent me 4 products, and again, they didn't ask for anything, and so I haven't been trying these for very long, so I don't have a review of them yet, but I thought I'd share so that you knew that I was trying these out and that I might have a review coming up. Oh, I don't even think I've mentioned the brand yet. So the brand that reached out to me is Good Molecules. The first item sent to me by Good Molecules is their Niacinamide Brightening Toner. So this is formulated with niacinamide, vitamin C, arbutin and licorice root extract to brighten and improve appearance of enlarged pores. So this is a toner. I have been using this quite a bit for the last probably week or so. This was the first thing that I started using, and primarily I started using this because it has the vitamin C in it. And currently I have a Drunk Elephant product that I use in the morning, but I think that it's going bad, and I can tell first of all, because when I pump it out onto my hand, it's a really darker orange than it should be. And usually that means that it's taking a turn for the worse. And I was getting quite a bit of little mini breakouts on my forehead. And when I stopped using that, those went away. So I really liked having another vitamin C item in my skincare regimen. I can use this morning and night after I have cleansed the skin. So I have been doing that. Again, no reviews yet, but I have been enjoying this. Next, let's talk about the thing that I've used second most, and this is the Squalane. I'm pretty sure it's called Squalane oil, the lightweight facial oil that softens, seals in moisture, and regulates skin's natural oil balance. It's this little tiny bottle, so cute. This is supposed to be used morning and night. After cleansing, let it absorb for 30 seconds, and I've really liked this. It feels just so good on the skin. I think I've only been using this for probably 5 days, so again, no reviews, but so far I haven't noticed anything odd, but it makes my skin feel really good. I really like the moisturizing effect. It doesn't feel greasy or uncomfortable at all, but I really like it. It does come in a very small bottle though, so this is 0.44 fluid ounces. Oh, and then this is 4 fluid ounces, so quite a bit in this. I just realized I don't have any prices for you. Hold on. Okay, so this is $14, so pretty good. That's another thing I didn't mention. The prices on these are pretty good. And then the little Squalane, it looks like $8. And then next we have the Niacinamide Serum, formulated with 10% niacinamide to refine skin texture and minimize pores. This one, you're supposed to apply a small amount to your face in the morning and at night before oils, moisturizers, and creams. I have only used this, I think, twice. I will say that when I used this, I noticed a difference. My skin just looked better. It looked more even. My texture looked more even. My skin just looked better. Again, I can't contribute it totally to this yet because I've only used it a handful of times, but so far I've really been liking this. This has 1 fluid ounce, and this is only $6, so a pretty good price. And then the last thing that I got from them is actually something I haven't tried yet. This is the Overnight Exfoliating Treatment. This is formulated with 10% AHA and a BHA to resurface and renew. I love my AHAs and BHAs. I have a couple of Drunk Elephant products that have those in them, and they just work really well for me. So I'm really excited to try this. This says to apply a few drops to clean skin at night, use up to 3 times per week, may cause irritation if used with retinol or other acids. So you're only supposed to use it at night. This is only $6. So the prices on these are pretty comparable with The Ordinary. Also, the packaging is pretty minimalistic, just like The Ordinary, which I appreciate. So I'm really excited that they sent these to me, and I will definitely keep you updated on how I feel about them. So again, you can get these on Beautylish, which is good because I think that Beautylish ships to a lot of different places, so a lot of people have the opportunity to get those. So I have 3 more things to talk about. These last 3 things, I was in Ulta with my mom helping her pick out some eyeshadow, and while she was there and while I was helping her, she kind of threw some things into the basket that I had my eye on to buy for me, so thanks Mom, I love you. The first thing she actually bought herself also, and it is the Mario Badescu Drying Lotion. I really love having this for when I have just a really gnarly blemish that is just angry and cystic like, and it works really well. I'll be honest, it just works really well, and so I'm really happy. I haven't had one of these around in a very long time, so I was really excited to have another one. Next is something that I've been wanting to try for a really long time, and my Ulta recently expanded their drugstore collection to include a much larger ColourPop display that now includes their eyeliners. And so my mom picked me up one of the ColourPop liquid liners, and I was looking at all of the shades and swatching them all, and we both agreed that we really, really liked this one. So this is the one in the shade The Hills. It is the green color. So this is what that color looks like. It's such a really pretty, I don't even know, it's almost like a teal, but a little greener and a little pastel-ish. Kind of hard to explain. But I was really excited to pick this up and try it. I've only worn this, I think, once, but I really liked it the one time I wore it. So I don't, again, have any review of this because I've only used it once. And the last thing that she picked up, so we bought, I think, just one palette for her, and we were walking through the drugstore section, and I was, of course, swatching the ColourPop palettes, and I noticed that they had a new one out. You might know about this palette. I don't know. They're flying through palette releases right now, so maybe this one slipped off of your radar, but it didn't slip off mine, and I saw it in Ulta, and it is the X's and O's palette by ColourPop. I haven't bought a ColourPop palette all year. I mean, technically I still haven't bought a ColourPop palette because I did not buy this. My mom bought it. It's just really cool that I have a ColourPop palette because I didn't know if I would get one this year because I was afraid and nervous to spend my last mainstream brand purchase of the year on a ColourPop palette, but my mom picked this one up for me and I was so excited. So let me give you a close-up. So this is what the inside looks like. I've been using a lot of these neutral colors on my eyes, and I've used kind of all three of these shimmer shades. Let me swatch them for you, at least these two, because they're so cool. So here's one. Oh, it's kind of a light color, so it's kind of hard to see, but it's a really pretty shimmer. And then this one right here is really cool. It's like an orange with a pink reflect in it. So there are those three colors. I swatched the middle one right there too. So this one's really, really pretty in the inner corner. Really, really pretty because it's got this nice pink undertone. And then this orangey color has this really cool pink sparkle in it. And then this yellow gold, it just kind of, it's like an orange yellow gold. It's so, so pretty. I really, really like that color. So I've been testing out those three shimmers and then a lot of the matte shades in here, and it's been, I really, really enjoy this a lot. They blend just like every other ColourPop shadow, which is really, really well. So my mom did buy me all of those, and I was so excited to get some new things, or you know, an old thing that I know and love. All right, so this has been a very long video. I'm sure that it's, even after I edit it, going to be very long. So I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, let me know, were there things you liked, didn't like, things you'd like to see in this kind of video, or things that you don't want to see in this kind of video. Please let me know down in the comments below because I'd love to hear your feedback. I just really want a type of place where I can share new things with you and then make sure I update you with things that I've been trying and my thoughts on them. So I thought that a video kind of like this would work well. But we'll see. I'd love to hear your opinions and your thoughts and all of that. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe for more content from me, don't forget to do so before you go. All of those buttons are down below. And I think that is everything I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.